Sorry. All right. What do we got going on? Give me a second or two, and I'll be up and ready. I think I was threatening to read some Mary Oliver earlier. Hey, Kat. Nice to see you. It's always nice to see Kat. Not that it isn't nice to see everyone. I'm just saying. It's particularly nice to see Kat. You guys ever heard uh, or read Wild Geese by Mary Oliver? Let's get things started with some reading. Michael says, "Hey there, squirrel." Sniper says, "Oops, once I get my desktop up, it'll be easier to read everyone's comments." All right, we got Michael. Michael says, "Hey there, Yogi." Hey there, Michael, my singing partner. Um, Sniper says, "Evening, Michael," and found some interesting patents. US with a whole lot of numbers and some letters. Remote viewing amplifier. Wow. This application is for a device intended to enhance a person's ability to perform remote viewing. Interesting. Wonder how that works. Kat says, "Nope. What are we noping about?" Oh, uh, this is the problem with being slightly discombobulated in a chat. Yes, I use that word again. Is I say something and then I read an answer and then I don't remember exactly what it is that I said. Wild geese. Kat has not, but she's about to hear it. Let's hear it. Thank you, Kat. Thank you for that invitation. Man, everything Mary Oliver has ever written is just beautiful. I hope I can find an easy to read. Um, you know what? I think this is going to resonate very much with Kat, and I think it's going to resonate. Kat says, "I love the word discombobulated." I do too. I'm a very discombobulated person. We had a long conversation with this on a morning once. Sniper remembers because we're talking about combobulating. If you are discombobulated, then that means there was once a time when you were combobulated. And if you were combobulated once, it means that you can be combobulated again. That's my promise to you guys on this live stream tonight. By the end of the live stream, those of whom at this very moment are feeling discombobulated, my vow is to be fully combobulated by the end of the live stream. You can mark my words. And if not fully combobulated, you know, maybe the best we can hope for some days, some evenings, is to be partially combobulated. All right. I think this is going to resonate very much, maybe with everyone. I think particularly with Kat. It's the second time I've said particularly and Kat in a sentence this evening. I've been live not even for 5 minutes, and I've used that twice. I wonder why. But I also think for some reason, and I could be mistaken, Squirrel Sniper and Squirrel can let me know. Hey, Tandra. Tandra, how are you? It's wonderful to see you. Tanya was on board yesterday when made a little magic happen, and Tandra helped with that so much. Through the course, Eric Lapointe, I mentioned you yesterday. You know, um, you've been a huge part of my channel since the very first time you came in and just kept showing up. But here's something I'm really, really thankful for. You brought Tandra to my live stream. You brought Tandra to my life, and thank you for that. And thank you, Tandra. All right. Mary Oliver, wild geese. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about your despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscape, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Wherever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things. Man, man, I've read this 1,000 times, and every time, goosebumps up and down my spine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscape over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. You, my friends, you, my friend, you, my particular friend, belong in the family of things. Perfect, perfect. You belong in the perfect order of things. No mistakes. This is your place. Sorry, guys. I got lost in words. I got lost in words that are that beautiful. Cat says, well, cats are particular. Cats are the most particular things in the world. Michael says, oh, no scroll, just being silly. Sniper says, being discombobulated means you're ready to become combobulated. I am ready to become combobulated. Michael says, in the words of the Princess Bride, I do not think that word means what you think it means. Man, Michael, anyone who quotes from Princess Bride is all right in my book. Pretty awesome. I've seen the film Wild Geese many times, so many famous actors. I remember it. I love, man, when I was a kid, this was back before we had permanent resident geese in my neighborhood. We do now. Um, but hey, Mary, this is when the geese would fly north for the spring, summer, and south for the winter. And the only time we saw geese is when they were migrating, or we went to the Chesapeake Bay. Um, or they would stop by very, very briefly in their travel. And it was the sound of wildness, not just the wilderness, but of wildness. Now, man, all my geese are fat and lazy. They've lost their edge. They're not even partially combobulated. I don't mean to talk harsh about my geese, but they are not even partially combobulated, guys. What's happened to our geese? Hey, Reinhardt's, what's up, my people? I'm here. I appreciate you being here. Kat says, that is beautiful. It is. That was for you, and that was for Squirrel Sniper, and anyone else who might have heard it. But let me use the word again, just particularly to you guys. Kat says, hi, Mary. Mary has a secret. I can't wait to find out what that secret is. Mary says, you have some great bird videos, Yogi. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. Mary says, shh, okay, I'm hushed. Here's what I know about nature filming, which isn't a whole lot. Nature does all the work. Be patient. Be ready. Be ready to lift your camera, even if you don't think anything's interesting happening. Nature's always interesting, and something big is going to happen. Big Al says, "Howdy." Cat says, "Howdy, Sheriff." Nothing going on here. You know when Cat says nothing going on here, when she gets all, you know, like, "Hey, Sheriff, nothing going on here." That something's going on. You know something big. There's some plotting. There's some uh, scheming. Yes, scheming going on. Reinhardt says, "Just subscribe, Big Al." Reinhardt's channel. Thank you very much. Awesome, Reinhardt. Hey, Maddie. Maddie says, Mr. Yogi, my friends, thank you for dropping by my stream and shorts. Much appreciated. Absolutely. Absolutely. Maddie, full support. Um, as I mentioned before, Maddie, I think of your shorts as work of art, for sure. Big Al says, got my eye on you, Cat. As well you should, Big Al. Let's see, Maddie says, Mary. Skit says, good evening, you awesome Yogi Legends chat. Thank you, Skits. Man, I'm not going to go into details, but I'm going to let the cat out of the bag with this. I don't know if you guys realize how awesome Skits is. You know he's an awesome musician. You know he's a talented songwriter, but I don't know if you know what an awesome friend he is. Skits has a knack of reaching out of the blue, just the right thing. Thank you, Skits. Hey, Abigail. Abigail says I had KFC for dinner. What do you have from KFC? Back in my day, that's right. Back in my day, I'm pulling out the age card. I don't know if this is true for anyone else in here but me. Back in my day, it was Kentucky Fried Chicken. We didn't abbreviate everything. Do you know why? We were working too hard. When I was young, we were working too hard. We didn't have time to abbreviate stuff. You would think it would be the opposite, that we would abbreviate stuff because we didn't have time. But no, you would not only be wrong, you would be discombobulated in your beliefs. Yeah, that made no sense at all. Kat says, you have great friends, Yogi. I do have great friends. Um, as I mentioned before, I had great friends who literally produced magic. Yesterday, everyone who was there absolutely had to be there for it to happen. And you know what the magic was? You know what the most magical thing in the world? The hardest thing to manifest? Getting me to be quiet, getting me to stop talking for like an extended length of time. And that's what you guys did. You literally left me speechless. Had I, even now, had I attempted to speak a word, um, I would have broke wide open. Maddie says, so have you playing overnight? That's awesome. Thank you for that, Maddie. Maddie's got Cat and Jack playing. Like right out of the blue, yesterday. At his yesterday, was it Saturday? I don't remember. It might have been Saturday. At your kitchen table tying flies, he had asked if anyone needed watch hours. That's the type of person you're dealing with when you deal with Maddie. Someone who just has the kindest heart. All of YouTube. Sebastian says we don't have mac and cheese and the biscuits in our KFC. I haven't been in the KFC in, man, probably 40 years. Abigail says hi, Cat. Mary says, hey, Maddie, how are you? Big Al says, thank you to Reinhardt. I'm subscribing to you. Thank you guys for reaching out to each other. It's much appreciated. Skid says, anytime, Yogi brother. Thank you for being you. Well, I'll be honest with you. No one else wanted the job. It was offered to quite a few people, and they all turned it down. And then I came along and said, you know what? Let's give it a try for, you know, short period of time. See if it sticks. I'll be honest with you. Jury's still out. I haven't made up my mind yet. Maddie says, I'm well. Thank you, Mary. Hope you're well too. Reinhardt says, Skits is cool AF. You're right about that. Yep, you are right about that. None are cooler. Many are as cool, but none are cooler. Abigail says, love you guys. We love you too, Abigail. Hey, Lucy. Lucy says, hey, Yogi Eric. Lucy, today was our resident tarot card reader. Thank you so much for coming up. Thank you for really helping so many people. Abigail says, I feel blessed with you guys. We are definitely blessed with your company, Abigail. Goes both ways, my friend. Stephen says, Cat Jack and Nee would love that. Where did that go? Right when I was about to mispronounce a word. Maddie says, anyone else need watch hours? Oh, there it is. Tatatra drone? I know I got it wrong. Hey, MK. MK's laughing. Sebastian says, Lucy, great fun earlier. Thank you. First time with Tara. I'm glad you like it, Sebastian. And our other friend, Sebastian Cristobal. Thanks for being here, my friend. Appreciate it. So, hey, reach out to Maddie if anyone needs watch hours. Big Al says, I do, Maddie, but I need loads plus 100 more subs. So it's no point for now. Not true. Never, never, never too early to start building up some watch hours, my friend. Kat says, hi, Abigail. Sebastian says, Abby, I liked your painting on the house in the wild. Lucy says, her new tarot deck just arrived. Nice. What do you like about the new cards? Bise says, hi, Yogi. Did you happen to watch that video? Hope all is well. I did watch that video. I believe I left a comment, Bise. Love each other. Mary has subbed to Bise. Sebastian says, Lucy, do you have somebody else do your readings or can you do it yourself? It's a good question, Sebastian. I know people who do their own readings, but I wonder if that is best. Is I think it's all depends on the just my thoughts off the cuff. I don't know anything for certain. I think it all depends on the ability to the reader to get out of their own way. Mary says we always need watch hours. True. Lucy says sometimes I do myself. I was doing questions when no one was asking in my live earlier. Lucy says I haven't opened them up yet. I'm just catching up. Just something different and how I connect with the deck. I feel it's good to have more than one deck. I can see that. Kat says intention. One of my favorite words. I first read about intention. Of course, we all know the word intention. but I first read about the word intention as in something different than I had ever read about before. In this way, Carlos Castaneda, talking about intention as a force much like gravity, and that it is there to be used to enter something within the field of intention for it to manifest in our lives. Let's see. Abigail says, never give up on yourselves. Absolutely. You're right about that. Sebastian says, Abigail, did he paint today? Sniper says, Eric, that post on the ruins and the amount that was dug out should remind all that what we could all be potentially standing on. Yeah, that's a good point. You taking off, Big Al? I apologize, Yogi. I'm very tired. I'll see you on the Yoga Mites tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Good night, Big Al. Thanks again for coming up this afternoon. Had a good time hanging out with Big Al. Sniper, I think I told you the story of, can't remember the author's name, but he scientists as well as studying with Aboriginal shamans in Australia, and they were walking along a path, little park in downtown Sydney, and the shaman stopped him and said, "Do you see it?" Pointing right to the downtown, and uh, Robert Moss, the author's name. Robert Moss says, "All I see is Sydney. It's beautiful, beautiful city." Um, and the shaman says, "Do you see the dreaming? That Sydney exists because of the dreaming." And as you know, Squirrel, in Aboriginal um, cosmology, everything is based upon the dreaming. That dreaming is the natural state, and this waking state is the actual dreaming that we consider dreaming. So the only way anything can exist is within the dreaming. It's pretty interesting. I just read that again the other day. Sniper says you can't perform magic without intent. So that just says, Yogi, does Optimob still pop in? I used to enjoy their lives. Switzerland is incredible. It is incredible. Yep, they do stop in. Um, every maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. Um, I see Timo up and Sebastian up on Facebook. They'll reach out with a message. I do miss this Sunday night live streams. It used to be last year, all through last summer and early fall. It was an event, actually. Lisa says, I've only been doing this for a few months. You have a natural talent for it. Dream state. Yep. Aboriginals called it the dreaming. I'll have to read that whole passage for you sometime. Michael says, Yogi, guess what? I've currently reached 1,447 lifetime watch time hours. And currently, the last few days, I've been getting around 187 watch time hours a day. Wow. 187. That's phenomenal, Michael. You certainly put in the work. Yep, Kat says that's amazing, Michael. Sebastian says he left a lovely comment on my wall. I thought it was so nice. Yeah, Tima is a thoughtful person. Michael says thanks, Cat and Jack. Cat says, "Hey Yogi, we're with toy pups. I suspect that she will be back tomorrow. I had the good fortune to talk with her on the phone today. Um, man, what a motivator. Toy pups. She just the people that she loves, and she loves so many people. She just wants the best for. She pushes so hard and so hard and so hard to get you where you wish to be. Everyone should have a toy pups in their life. Every single one of us. And you know what? You can easily. Um, but yeah, it's a 3-day weekend in Canada. So she was basically taking taking the weekend off. Hey, Stephen, our good friend Stephen Price says, "What a shine on that head." Saying shiny as always. Keep it up, Stephen. I plan on it, my friend. How is the shininess with you? We have a Nama shine, Stephen Price. The shininess of my head recognizes and salutes the shininess of Stephen's head. Sebastian says, "Hope Selma and Willa are okay." I do too. I have not heard. I heard from Willow last night. I have not heard from her at all today. Michael says, "I'm trying." You're doing more than trying, Michael. You are succeeding. Kat says, "It's his Angelica glow, Stephen." Is that what it is? Every single nun who ever taught me would have disagreed with that. Of course, I was less shiny back then. Hey, sunny side up. Nice to see you. PC says, "Miss Sister Friend." Just making sure I haven't missed anyone. Before the night is over, I might read Mary Oliver again. That Wild Geese film has just, it has stirred something deep within. Michael says, and I already have a guest for my next interview. My friend that was out there today is going to be a guest for Whispers from the Past Paranormal Podcasts. Awesome, Michael. That's what I mean about you doing the work. You always have everything set up. You work through any issues that arrive or arises. Skid says, every time I go to sleep at night, I wake up, and during that time, I missed you all. Isn't that funny? How connected we can feel sometimes? Connected we can feel all the time, actually. Skid says, Stephen, you're a legend. Stephen is a legend. Stephen's one of those people, he pops in a couple times, you know, not every month, sometimes, but he just always drops love and positivity. Skid says, hi, Michael Bro. Smile, you're a legend, my friend. BC says, Toy Pups is sister friend. Yeah, she is to so many people. Maddie says, off to bed, 11 p.m. here. Good night, Miss Yogi and chat. Much love from Scotland. And much love from the States, Maddie. Thank you so much, my friend. Kat says, good night, Maddie. Skid says, good night, Maddie, bro. Hey, Nature Guy. Nature Guy, we were just talking about Toy Pups. She's a force of nature. Skid says, no, I'm just weird and have a huge attachment disorder. I will agree that you are weird in the best possible way. You got to be weird. Skids, you're an artist. And every artist has to be weird. Every artist has to exist on the fringe. Not quite fitting in, but holding everyone in their heart at the same time. Sebastian says, no skits, I agree. You're in my thoughts now too. Yeah, lovely bunch. Skit says, good evening, Nature Guy. Hope you're well. I'll tell you what, um, I say thank you every day that I was somehow able to be fortunate enough um, to have this community. Soulstar says, team embracing weirdness. Amen to that. Kat says, crown, is that a crown? Crown number 2? What is this new leaderboard? There's a leaderboard? How did we, how did, Kat says they must win. We're seeing a whole nother side of Kat. Kat always wins. Cat's always number one because cat knows there's only one. Cat lives in that reality. If there's only one, and I'm not quoting The Highlander, which is an awesome movie by the way, with maybe one of the best soundtracks of any movie ever. Come on, who wants to live forever? Freddie Mercury. Um, but metaphysically speaking, if there's only one, there can be no number two. Hey, Archie. Archie says, sure, live stream. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate you coming in. Sebastian says, I long for meaningful conversations, and I found it here with you all. And we have the occasional joke. Sebastian, you think it's the other way around, though? That um, we have jokes and jokes and jokes with some occasional meaningful conversation? Cat says, Lucy, give it up. Cat says, yes, I will. How did he get to be number one? How are you guys getting to do any of this stuff? Sebastian says, crown number two. Hey, Abigail, what's going on here? How are you guys doing this? What voodoo are you performing that I'm not part of? Seppa says, Old English word weird as a noun primarily means fate, destiny, fortune, or the fates. It literally means, if I can find it, I need to find a poem I wrote 26 years ago or so on the three fates, the three sisters. It literally means which has turned that which has become, emphasizing the unfolding nature of events. Kat says Highlander the series was the best. There can be only one. There can be only one. I did like the series. Loved the movie. Absolutely loved the movie. So I'll throw this out there. Highlander, one of the best soundtracks ever. Last of the Mohicans. What a powerful soundtrack. Hey, Chosal. And Rushmore and the Wonder Boys. Wonder Boys because it featured Bob Dylan, a lot of Bob Dylan. Lisa says, I'm the mofo princess. That's my famous saying. And you live it well. Good night, Archie. Thanks for coming in, my friend. Lisa says, give it up. What? I'm so sorry. Sebastian says, Abigail, subscribe. Sebastian says, being second means that you're the first loser or the second winner. Nature Guy says, Soy Pups definitely brings energy and inspiration to the room, doesn't she? Yes, she does. As I was saying, and I think it was right before you got here, Nature Guy, no one loves harder than Toy Pops. Man, if she loves you, and as I mentioned, she loves so many people, she goes to bat. She goes all out. She's in 1000%, and she won't be done until we're done. Won't be done. I don't know if she'd ever be done because there's always what's next, what's next, what's next. How are you guys getting a crown? Man, isn't Big Al going to be jealous? He was all proud of being sheriff, and now we got a crown. Doesn't a king superimpose the sheriff? How did you guys get a crown? Kat says, Lucy, there is a crown go around. Most participation. Oh, is it most participation? When did this happen? That's so cool. It says, so did Lucy have the crown for a while? Chill Sal, how are you? Awesome workout. Are you guys subscribed to Chill Sal? He's putting in the big work. Man, I love you, high rep guys. It says, Cat, if anything to do with eating, I'm going to win, especially when it comes to mustard. Mustard seeds. I bet you thought I yeah. Um, Molar quarter. Archie says, hey, Al, how did I get so far behind? There's the crown. Cat has the crown. It's your live stream yoga. You told us. I have no idea. Lucy says, Princess Lacey. She is Princess Lucy. Nature Guy says, yes, she does love 150%, and she will never give up on those she loves. Absolutely true. Hey, Hamlada. Sebastian's got the crown. It's got number 2. Cat's so proud being number 1. Cat's never going to give up the crown. Hey, William. William, how are you? Skid says, hey, William, bro. Hi to Phoenix. Hey, Phoenix. Dolly, my friend, how are you? Says peace and blessings, Yogi and friends. Peace and blessings to you, Dolly. Dolly, it is your birthday, right? We sang to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Dan. Cat says, thought he was going to say mushy peas. Cat, Skits was all over the place, preaching the way of mushy peas. Every single live stream I saw him on. Sebastian's number 2. Didn't you guys upset about that? Did you guys laughing at Cat? Laughing with Cat. Cat says he fight with a squirrel. Cat. This is a whole new side of Cat. Squirrel says number 2 when you get to number 1. Hi, Abigail. What happened to the crown stuff? Hey, Mike. Mike Strange says, but anyway, hi. Nice to see you, Mike. Thank you for coming in. We're trying to figure out this whole situation with the crown. It seems the Cat is now, Mike says, I'm from Perth, Australia. Welcome from Australia, my friend. Appreciate you being here. Beautiful country. I have not been, but we have lots of friends here from Australia as well. I've seen lots of videos, lots of photographs, and it is beautiful for sure. Cypress number 3. Stitch says, I'm in pain, sadly. Still in pain. Your foot, Stitch. Can you go to the emergency room? Cat says, tell everyone to vote for me. How do we vote for anyone? I'll vote for you, Abigail, if I knew how. They come back. Oh, okay. So they disappear, they come back. Abigail's number 2. Who was that? Number 1? Cat is number 1. I've got it figured out, y'all. So I got nothing to do with any of this. Cat says, "I'll Stitch." Yes, I'm sorry, Stitch. Stitch, I really hope you can go to the emergency room. Abigail says, thank you so much. Seppa says, how can Abigail steal my number 2? You just chat more, you do your own votes. That's kind of cool. Nature Guy says, I'm not sure what's going on, so I'll play along until I figure it out. I wasn't sure about what was going on either, Nature Guy. Mike says, should I vote for someone? Hey, Cheyenne. Cheyenne, how are you? So, Mike, it is, I guess, a new thing on YouTube where those who participate the most get a crown. says number one. I think we have what? Number one, number two, number three. It's kind of spontaneous. Phoenix says that's cool. That is amazing. Go, go, go. Talk it up, guys. Sniper says, can you vote, Cat? Chance says, I'm good. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Sitch says Sasha is being really cute and cuddly. That's got to help, right? That helps a little bit with pain. Cat says, no, I can't vote. I just have to keep finding interesting things to say. That will be no problem for you, Cat. Everything you say is interesting. Abigail says, thank you so much. Mike Strange says, hi. Mike is Strange. Mikey, you're in the right place. Betsy says, Yogi, may I join your panel Friday morning? I'll show you a depiction of the Spanish Armada leaving for a role for England. Yes, absolutely. Which time are you thinking? The second one? She just says she's is always by my side. You gotta love that, Stitch. Sebastian says, Abigail, number one in my eyes. Mike says, Yogi, who did you vote for as president of last election? Well, Mike, we don't really talk politics much here. But I tell you what, if you stick around in the conversation, and if you take a guess, I think you might be able to guess probably by the end of the conversation. I'll let you know if you're right. Shan says, what are the crowns for? They show participation. People who are participating in the chat the most. Abigail says, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Abigail. Mike says, I need to go around. Where did that go? History, it's for history class. Gotcha. Need to go around asking people who and for why. Give me your response and why. The problem is, and personally, I don't mind sharing. It is, but it always causes, a lot of time causes division. And there's enough division out in the world without bringing it here. Here, what we want to do is see no division and then carry a little bit of that outside of the live stream into our regular lives. But like I said, you could probably guess. Nature Guy says, are those handed out automatically by YouTube? I believe they are. Kat says, okay, being number one is taxing. I give up the crown for freedom. Kat has abdicated the crown. But long live the queen. She reigned nobly and proudly and beautifully. We'll never forget her. It was a short reign, but it was packed with meaning and potency. Don't know where that came from. Skits says, so how does it work? I have no idea, Skits. I didn't know what anyone was talking about. Snapper says, Cheyenne sings, send some love. Kat says, this is a place for love and unity. It is. Absolutely. Abigail is number two. Skits says, love you, squirrel. We love you too, Abigail. Thank you, Cheyenne. Thank you so much. Soulstar says, well, I love all. Me too. Me too. Mike says, true. Abigail says, love you too. Phoenix says, freedom from everything binding, free your mind, and the rest will follow. Absolutely. You want to know the great truth? The mind is already free. We just don't know it. We also don't identify with the mind. Well, Mike, I hope you get answers in other places. I'm sorry to disappoint you, my friend. Mike says, I lean liberal, but I'm open to all opinions. I like that. I like that. Kat says, but I have to say, I love you to skits. You know what? If you want, we could all take a moment to say, I love you to skits. Skits, I love you. With, man, every single fiber in my heart. Skits, I love you, my friend. Skits reached out to me today with such a beautiful meaning and meaningful message, meaningful and loving message. Cheyenne says, I love this group. We love you too, Cheyenne. We absolutely do. Hey, Adam. Adam says, so everyone. Nice to see you, Adam. Abigail, still number two, says, awesome family. We definitely are. Kat says, love so good. Says the former number one queen. Skit says, oh, everyone. Hey, Skits, I hope you feel it. You know that? I hope you really feel the love that we all have for you. Adam says, I love you, Skits. Thank you, Adam. Abigail says, I love you, Phoenix. I love you too, Phoenix. And I love you, Abigail. Most of all, I absolutely love the fact that everyone here is not afraid to turn to the person next to them and just say, I love you. Thank you for that, guys. Soulstar says, I love you, Skits. Well, then let me take a brief opportunity to say, I love you, Sissy. Nature Guy says, love you, Abby. Step said, the key is not to find, but to become the very question that has no answer, the ineffable. Beautifully said, Sniper. Cat and Jack is back up to being number one. Says, hey, Yogi, but she wasn't trying to be number one, guys. She was not trying. Hey, Yogi. Hey, Cat. Cat says, I friggin' love you. You want to know something, Cat? I friggin' love you too. Um, I hope you know that. I really, honestly, deeply, deeply, deeply love you, Cat. Got a little misty eyed just thinking about that. I know what you guys are thinking. No big deal because Yogi cries at the drop of a hat and he'll even pick up the hat and drop it himself. Probably true. It never used to, on occasion. But somewhere along the line, I use this expression often. I started breaking open. And a lot of people are like, oh, we're so sorry. Because no one wants to be broken open. It's not a bad thing. You're meant to be broken open because you're spacious. Capacity, pure awareness. And awareness is synonymous with love. Sissy says, love you, Skits. Skits says, love you, Nature Guy. Love you, sweating and smiling, and all you in the chat. Such a beautiful community. That's because you guys are the community. Oops. I forgot to take myself with guys. Nature Guy says, when you're sharing all the love, don't forget to love yourself. That's a beautiful and important message, Nature Guy. Thank you for that. Because it's true. And we do, you know, all of us do. That might be the, Course in Miracles has a line, journey without distance. Loving ourselves, getting to love ourselves might be the longest journey with no distance ever. Take myself in real quick. Adam says, I love my videos, letting everyone know I love them because I do. I do too, Adam. I do too. I can tell you something very specific. What I love about Adam, you might know where I'm going with this. Adam is a sweat artist. He's the Banksy of sweat. He actually sweated, and he'll back me up on this. The perfect Mickey Mouse on his shirt when he was working out. No lie. And he's done it on more than one occasion. But I'm thinking of one time specifically. It was perfect. That's true talent, guys. Nature guy says that's a great way to close, Sweating. Phoenix says, love you, Lee. Sebastian says, Sally, me. If so, ditto. No doubt you, Sebastian. No doubt. I'm going to say that as well. Sebastian, Lee, I love you for sure. Man, what a blessing it was when you came into our live stream. Thank you, guys. It's another little moment of magic that we had together tonight. Stephen says every thought, every feeling, every perception you have is not solely your own, but a fleeting expression of this greater cosmic consciousness, experiences itself from a unique vantage point. Beautiful. Sebastian says, Abigail, do you do live paintings? Hey, Sam. Sam says, hello, guys. Nice to see you, Sam. Sebastian says, Ali, I didn't get your cell. I'll sort it out tomorrow. Nature guy says hi to Sam. Sam said hi. Cat says hi, Sam. Sam says, I'm sorry I haven't been here. It's okay, Sam. You know, whenever you come in, perfect. Sebastian says, Yogi, I've been happy since finding you on the community. I even smile now. You know what, Sebastian? If I knew that that was the only reason for the entirety of me starting a YouTube channel, I would do everything that I did just to do it, for that to be so. I promise you that that is true. Nature guy says, you have a cute channel, Sam? I haven't been to Sam's channel in a while. Phoenix says, love you all. Love you, squirrel. Abigail says, I'm happy. The best day ever. I'm glad, Abigail. Hey, Abigail, you know this whole love fest going on? You started it. You brought all that to the surface. That unconditional optimism and love that you bring every single live stream, you were the spark. Thank you. Willow says, sorry, late. Hey, Willow. You know what? Hey, I could be the very first. Willow, I love you. Sam says, thank you. Nature guy says, love you back, Phoenix. Phoenix says, I love you, nature guy. Sniper says, the illusion of separation dissolves, revealing a fundamental interconnectedness where your inner landscape is reflected on the outer cosmos and the universe itself breathes through you. That sounds very Gnostic. Could be right out of one of the Gnostic texts, Sniper. Beautifully said. However, it can be very difficult to come to that understanding that the outer world is a reflection of our inner world. In fact, there is no outer world. None. Don't like the world you see? Change it. Fix it. Dream a happier dream. You have that creative ability because you're dreaming the world that you have right now. Do you like it? Or do you want something different? Do you want something better? Do you want something that represents the actuality of heaven? Because we could do that. You want to know how we do it? Exactly how we're doing it right now. Turn to the person next to you and say, I love you. Skid says, this stream for me has been the perfect end to what seems a perfect day. I didn't do much, but the stream I visited and the people I get to spend time with just makes everything so perfect. Thank you. You know what? You said you didn't do much. I saw you on many, many live stream skits, and you were laughing. You were brightening up the place. You were extending love. Um, you were engaging in awesome conversation. You did a lot today, and you brought a ton of love to me personally and collectively. That's a lot, skits. I might go so far to say it's the most meaningful work we could do. Sam says I haven't uploaded for a long time. You thinking about maybe restarting your channel, Sam? Willa says, sorry I missed your stream earlier. That's okay, Willa. Willa, how are you? Let's see. MK says, I love you too, Willa. Phoenix says, love you, Willa. Cat has dropped down to number 3. That's okay. Says, thank you, Abigail. Hey, Jason. Jason, how you feeling? Nature Guy says, peace, love, and prosperity to Phoenix. Amen to that. Jason says, good to see you today, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you, man, putting out those awesome videos. I think Jason does some of the best shorts on YouTube right now. Jason says, hey, brother Eric and friends. I can hardly see anything. My data is low. Gotcha. Well, thanks for coming in. Phoenix says, I love you, Yogi. Everyone got to go. Love, love, love. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to you. Thank you, Dolly. Sam says, last thing I made was my music. Any more music you want to post? Let us know. We'll help you. We'll share you out. Last video I made was this music I made on this app. Jason says, my data is low. I don't have any divs right now, friends. What is that, Jason? Nature Guy says, by the way, Phoenix is my favorite mythological creature. It represents my life right now. That's beautiful, Nature Guy. I love hearing that. I love the fact that you're rising. But you know what? Willa says, how are you, Yogi? Willa, I'm okay. Thank you. Here's the beautiful thing, Nature Guy. You're rising, but you're taking people with you. You're not leaving a single person in the ashes. You are the phoenix rising from the ashes and taking along everyone with him. Jason says, can't do shorts or lives right now. No data. How can you get some data? What can I do to help you, Jason? Michael says, Yogi, I'm working on a new Mysteries Untold premiere story. It's going to be about Brown Mountain Lights, North Carolina. I haven't heard that. Definitely looking forward to that, Michael. Oh, I can watch lives, just can't do it. No, we need to get you back on. Sam is number 1. Does anyone need sleep? I'm sorry I didn't stay long. That's okay. I appreciate you coming in, Sam. Hey, Sam, in case we haven't told you, we love you. Jason says, hi to Sebastian. Manifestation is real. It is. It is indeed. And everything is in constant manifestation. If you doubt the power of manifestation, look around. Guess what? You have created the world that you see. one believed thought at a time. Here's a better question. Well, here's a question. Why aren't you making a better one? That's not a statement of judgment, observation. So Jesus gave explicit directions to heaven, and yet, for some reason, we're content to not be in heaven when we could, right now, this very moment. Dolly says, Dundee, love you, Jason, too. Okay, gotta go. Love to all. Spread the love. Be the light that others seek. Beautiful, Dolly. Abigail says, good job, everyone. Thank you, Abigail, and thank you for starting this. Soulstar says, love you, Willa. Willa is sending love to all. Sam says, why do I have number one on me? Sam, because you are number one. Jason says, love you, Phoenix. Same soul, says Willow. Joe says, sorry, I have to, on background, taking care of my daughters. That's okay, Joe. I appreciate you having up in the background. That's right. Kat says, because you're number one, Sam. Indeed, he is. Joe says, love this community. Thank you for being part of it. Sal, thank you for expanding it a little bit. As now we all get to be part of your community. And I hope everyone here is subscribed to Chill Sal. Jason said, hey, thank you, William. William is back to basic support. Very much appreciated. Jason says, why is my name for number 2 by it? It's a new thing that YouTube is doing on live streams for people who are chatting up the place. Rosie says, love you two skits. Side one in the chat. Hey, Rosie, let me chime in with that. I love you, Rosie. That's cool. Nobody sees my comment. I did not see your comment, but I'll look for it. I had to get data. It costs my phone is select wireless. Hey, Jason, have you ever thought about getting a PayPal account? Will says, can we do some quick breath work? Yes, and we will in just a few minutes. Rosie says, hi to Yogi. Just want to catch up with the chat. Seppa says, Jason, you're king.